Before we dive into this story, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more real-life tales of love, betrayal, and heartbreak. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one and your experiences matter. It was a Thursday evening when my phone buzzed. I didn't recognize the number at first, but the message made my heart stop. Your wife is in the ER. She was in an accident. Come immediately. I remember dropping the phone, my hands shaking. The world felt hollow, each step to the car like wading through thick fog. By the time I got to the hospital, I was a mess of dread and disbelief. Nurses directed me to a room, their faces polite but distant. And then I saw her. She was lying there, pale, tubes and monitors surrounding her. Her hand twitched slightly and she looked small, fragile in a way that broke something inside me. I sat by her side, taking it all in. The rhythmic beep of the heart monitor, the faint smell of antiseptic, the cold touch of the metal bed rails. What happened? I asked, my voice raw. The doctor hesitated, then said something I couldn't process immediately. She was physically assaulted by her lover. Her lover. Those words slammed into me like a tidal wave. I blinked, thought I misheard, asked him to repeat. He did. And suddenly, the world I had built with her shattered in an instant. I wanted to scream. I wanted to deny it. I wanted to believe this was some awful misunderstanding. But as I watched her sleep under the harsh hospital lights, her small injuries like evidence carved into her skin, I felt the gnawing truth. Betrayal doesn't just hurt the heart. It can destroy the body too. The days leading up to that moment had been filled with small, subtle alarms that I had ignored. She had been coming home late more often. Calls from unknown numbers she'd quickly hang up when I entered the room. And the little white lies, work project, coffee with an old friend. I swallowed them, telling myself I was imagining things. I was a husband who wanted to trust, and maybe that was my first mistake. I tried to rationalize it all in the beginning. Maybe she was stressed. Maybe it was just bad timing. I kept replaying conversations, watching her expressions for signs. And the truth, the horrible, undeniable truth, had been there all along, hiding behind a practiced smile and hurried texts. It wasn't until I accidentally picked up her phone one night, left unattended on the nightstand, that the puzzle began to make sense. Messages exchanged late at night, playful but intimate, with someone named Daniel. Not just flirting, not just harmless jokes. These were private words, planning secret meetups, jokes that only someone who knew her intimately would understand. And now, seeing her lying in a hospital bed because of him, I felt my heart twist and tear. I asked her gently when she was coherent enough to talk, "Why, Sarah? Why him?" Her eyes filled with tears and her voice trembled. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I thought I could. I thought it was just a fling, something harmless, and then he lost control. She broke off, choking on her own guilt. Hearing her guilt, seeing her pain, it was impossible to hate her entirely. She was human, flawed, and scared. But that didn't erase the betrayal. It didn't undo the late nights of worry, the sleepless hours spent wondering why she seemed distant, why her hand shook when she thought I wasn't looking. I thought about all the little things now, how she would smile at her phone when she thought I wasn't watching, how she sometimes came home smelling faintly of cologne that wasn't mine, how she had suddenly become protective of her schedule, vague about her meetings. I realized I hadn't been paranoid. I had been awake to a truth I hadn't wanted to face. The weeks in the hospital were torturous. I sat by her bed, reading, watching, talking quietly. I tried to separate the person I loved from the choices she had made. It was a delicate balance. Mourning the woman I thought I knew while caring for the woman I now saw. Every moment of care I offered was tangled with anger, heartbreak, and fear. There were nights when I would leave her room, leaning against the cold walls of the hallway, trying to breathe, trying to reconcile my love with my pain. I realized that love wasn't enough to shield someone from the consequences of their choices. And yet, even in those moments, part of me clung to hope, that maybe she could learn, that maybe we could rebuild, though I knew deep down the foundation had cracked. The turning point came when she was finally discharged. The first night home, I asked her to sit down, and I looked into her eyes, searching for honesty, searching for the truth I needed to hear before I could decide whether to stay or leave. "Sarah," I said, voice steady despite the turmoil, "I need to know everything. No more lies." She swallowed hard, her fingers twisting together. I was wrong. Daniel, he's the one who hurt me. I never wanted you to find out this way. I never wanted to hurt you. I thought I could stop it, but I was weak. I was selfish. I'm so sorry. I could see the truth in her eyes. Not excuses, not justification, but raw, painful remorse. And even as my heart cracked, I felt a strange clarity. I realized that love doesn't always mean staying. Sometimes love means letting go, protecting yourself from further damage, even if it hurts to do so. I told her gently but firmly, I can't forget this, Sarah. I can't ignore it. I need to step back to heal. I need to find myself again. She nodded, tears streaming, and I held her hand for a moment. One last act of intimacy before the boundaries we both needed. In that moment, I felt the weight of betrayal lift slightly, replaced by the quiet strength of self-respect. Over the following months, I learned to live with the memory, to carry it without letting it define me. I focused on rebuilding my own life, my routines, my passions, my friendships. The pain never fully vanished, but it transformed into a quiet vigilance, a reminder of my worth and the importance of boundaries. I don't hate her. I pity the choices she made, and I mourn the life we might have had. But I also learned that survival sometimes means stepping away from those we love most, and that strength is found in protecting your heart, even from someone you once trusted completely. The day she finally moved out, I felt a strange calm. I looked around the apartment, now ours no longer, and felt a sense of closure. The betrayal had shattered us, yes, but it also opened a door to self-respect, self-awareness, and freedom. If there's one lesson I can share from this story, it's this. Trust is fragile, choices have consequences, and love without honesty is like a house built on sand. Protect yourself, recognize the red flags, and never let anyone's actions make you doubt your worth.